November is Epilepsy Awareness Month, so today we're getting details on how you can support the efforts of the Danny Did Foundation in its 15th Chicago benefit, an evening of hearts and hugs. What doesn't sound better than that? Raises funds to support Chicagoland families facing epilepsy. So joining us now is Mary Duffy, who is the Danny Did Foundation Executive Director, and advocate Megan Turner. Thank you, ladies, for being here. I think when people hear this, Danny Did, you want to know, who is Danny?
So Danny is my best friend, Mike and Marianne's son. The Danny Did Foundation was formed after Danny passed away when he was 4 years old. He passed away from something called SUDEP, which is sudden unexpected death in epilepsy. And Danny's parents had never heard of that word SUDEP until after he passed. And they were blindsided and devastated. And they soon found out that they weren't alone, that a lack of SUDEP disclosure was happening to other families as well. So they wanted to quickly take action and started their foundation to give other families a chance that they didn't have to keep their loved one safe. So we developed our programs that really aim at our mission, which is to prevent deaths caused by epilepsy.
It's so amazing, I think, when parents turn such extreme pain into something that can help other families. And Megan, you know firsthand about this. Tell me about your experience so far.
With epilepsy, epilepsy pretty much impacts every aspect of one's life, financially, educationally, accessing community resources, employment. The Danny Did Foundation has inspired us to create our own non-for-profit called Our Aging Services, helping families access resources if you have a loved one living with epilepsy. You know, epilepsy doesn't care where you're at or what you're doing. It doesn't care if you're playing on the playground, eating dinner at night with your family, or all tucked in bed. That's where it strikes and hits. Epilepsy really is a thief, and it's a monster, and it continues to take from my child, Hank, as well as so many.
Tell me about the beginning when you first noticed there might be an issue with Hank and how you found the knowledge that you needed to get him the care that he needed.
Well, I had never heard of the Danny Did Foundation. I was kind of scrolling, doing my own research, reading literature, talking to other parents, and that's when I had heard, wait a minute, Hank's at such a high risk for SUDEP. Why aren't the doctors talking to me about that? You know, and it was difficult to get an appointment. It was difficult to get in. We had physicians telling us he was fine. And at that point, he was having 7 to 10 seizures a day. We even had an EEG that said he was okay and he had a normal brain and nothing was going on. I had physicians telling me that these therapists are filling my head with silly things, he's fine. And then he went from 5 to 7 seizures a day to hundreds of seizures a day. So it is difficult to research and find stuff, and then not hearing of the Danny Did Foundation, never hearing of SUDEP. Why aren't physicians talking about SUDEP? Why aren't they talking about the risks? And why aren't they giving us information like organizations like Danny Did and seizure alert devices?
So clearly this education is such a big part of this, but also fundraising.
Yeah.
And tell me about where some of the money goes.
So we really have 2 programs, main programs at the Danny Did Foundation. One, of course, is to raise awareness about SUDEP and the seriousness of epilepsy. And if it's not being discussed in the doctor's office, we bring it to a public setting. So we have billboards in 10 different international airports. We have radio PSAs on quite a few radio stations throughout the country, TV spots. We even wrap a city bus with our messaging. We really feel it's our responsibility to share what we've learned. And we do that for Danny, and we do that for all those who have been lost to epilepsy. The other way our funds are spent is on a program that's called a seizure detection device. So once you learn about SUDEP, the next question is, well, what do I do? And one such tool are these devices that can alert a loved one when someone's having a seizure so that they can come to their aid and do seizure first aid and really try to prevent further injury or worse. But they can be expensive. Technology is expensive, so we have a funding grant program that we can help families get those devices in their homes. We really just want to make an impact quick and really just try to save lives until there's a cure for epilepsy.
Well, you're doing so much good. I am honored to be emceeing your event this
Yes.
Saturday. The Danny Did's 15th annual Chicago Benefit, an evening of hearts and hugs, is, of course, November 9th. Tickets are sold out, which is a great thing, but you can still do your part by going to dannydid.org for more information and, of course, to donate. That will be on our website as well, wgntv.com/midday. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.